for more than 500 years and covering more than 5,000 years of human history, the Vatican Museums are the oldest and most important museums in the world. With 19 museums across 1,400 rooms in 54 galleries, it attracts more than 6 million annual visitors, making it the 5th most visited museum in the world. Founded by Pope Julius II in the 16th century, it was the home of Michelangelo and Raphael and others who created magnificent art that witnesses the history of faith, art, and culture that pontiffs of the past have brought to us.
It's so beautiful because there you have really the tradition of the beginning of our history as museums.
In 1506, Pope Julius II moved his growing collection of Roman sculpture to a private courtyard on Vatican Hill and commissioned architect Donato Bramante to link the Apostolic Palace with this courtyard to integrate nature, provide access to the most beloved antique statues, and offer a serene walk throughout the rest of the palace. At its center, the Bramante Courtyard establishes the axis carried throughout the entire museum's complex. It can be seen from inside and outside Vatican City and remains a principal part of the Rome skyline overlooking the Vatican Gardens and ancient Rome on the other side of the Tiber.
The significance of the Bramante Courtyard is not just for the 6 million visitors that come to museums every year, but it's also significant for all of Rome, because this is the image of the Vatican to the city of Rome and to the world.
Bramante recreated an ancient Roman villa at a time when such architecture had been lost to history. Hailed as a major achievement of the High Renaissance, Bramante's courtyard became a cultural significance and primary image artists used to portray the Vatican and the majesty of Rome for hundreds of years. Bramante's concept celebrated and inspired the creation of courtyards, piazzas, and garden designs throughout Europe for centuries.
The Bramante Courtyard was then and remains now an architectural triumph. Its timeless details continue to be copied by architects around the world.
Nevertheless, after 500 years of exposure to all types of weather conditions, the four walls have suffered a lot of damage, aesthetically and integrally, and they need significant improvements. The patrons are helping lead this effort, as this restoration will be one of the largest, most important restorations for the museums we will likely see in our lifetime.
This is a new phase of restoration for the patrons. We've done chapels, frescoes, marble, but this is another step in a new direction because it involves historic architecture. Every year we publish a wish book, and this year's wish book, the feature is the Bramante Courtyard.
The Bramante Courtyard is the heart of the museums. It's from where all the different tours of the museums are starting.
With the support of the patrons of the arts in the Vatican Museums, the museums have begun major restoration of the northern wall, along with some smaller sections, with a long-term goal to bring back the entire original grandeur of Bramante's designs over the next few years. And as we come closer to finishing the first wall, we can see the early signs of a historic transformation of an integral space and the effect this will have on the museums in the future.
The project began with those three little scaffolding, and now we are working at the end of the first important phases, the north side of the building. That involved about 3,000 square meters of plaster and surface that have to be consolidated and that need to have a new face in the original color.
The Bramante Courtyard restoration is more than a mere facelift or simple maintenance like applying another coat of paint, but rather it is a true historical restoration, similar to the restoration of the Sistine Chapel, highlighting the materials and processes used in its original construction.
The next phase will be the wall that's right behind me. It's the Etruscan Museum, a beautiful large door that will open up to this terrace that will allow you to a passageway that oversees ancient Rome as well as the Vatican Courtyard and the Vatican Gardens as well.
The long open terrace is important because it completes Bramante's original design. It improves the daily circulation of visitors throughout the museums, and it reestablishes one of the most extraordinary vistas in all of Rome.
A beautiful experience really of what the pontiff experienced when they would walk through the same porch going from the villa back to the Vatican Museums. So this is the crowning phase of a 4-phase restoration process. €7 million project, right? So about $2 million for each of the phases of the restoration process is what we're looking for.
We really need help. The project is major and we are restoring all the walls, 4 walls plus the terrace.
Ultimately, we recognize this courtyard served as a springboard for future architectural achievements in the modern world. We still have a couple more years of thoughtful restoration to complete this magnificent courtyard to its original grandeur.
500 years of Vatican Museums that we are bringing back to life. This is a very historic, very significant project that's going to require collaboration from many patron chapters, from many donors from around the world, and so it's really a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to leave a legacy, a gift, or a way of leaving your mark on the Vatican Museums in a beautiful way.
On the 35th anniversary of the Patrons of the Arts in the Vatican Museums, the restorations are fewer and grander in scope. The restoration of the Bramante Courtyard is one of the largest and most important restoration projects we will likely see in our lifetime. And we hope our friends watching will consider making a generous gift to help us complete this grand, transformative restoration to bring the courtyard back to life. To learn more about the importance of this project, please visit our website at vatican-patrons.org.